Hi comfortable hikers, welcome to this tutorial on how to adjust your hiking poles. Hiking poles are a great idea for any assistance that you may need going uphill, downhill, even on the flat. And it'll help protect your knees and your hips, also giving your arms a little bit of a workout in the process. Hiking poles, I would recommend two, by the way. They're like having four-wheel drive. It gives you lots of balance along the way and excellent on rocky terrain. The first thing we want to talk about is adjusting your poles to the right length. Most poles allow for adjustments at the top and at the bottom. It's a big mistake to only adjust one of those two sections. You need to adjust both. Now, you may notice that your poles have numbers along the way. You want to adjust the top and the bottom to the same number. This is what I'm going to do for myself. And there you have it. Don't adjust just one. So, I mentioned that poles are very helpful even on the flat. And for the right adjustment, what you want is to adjust your pole so that your arm is at a 90-degree angle. And when you're walking, you want your poles to fall slightly behind your feet so that they propel you forward as you're walking. We often see people on hikes with the poles out in front of them, walking like this. That takes a lot of energy, and it's a lot of wasted energy. You want the poles to work for you. Therefore, you want to propel yourself forward as you're walking along. Most of us are very familiar with the benefits of a hiking pole while going downhill. You want to make sure to lengthen your pole depending on the steepness of the incline, so that when you're walking downhill, your pole comes out ahead of you and helps you as you're stepping down the hill, bracing your knees and your hips. Now, what happens when your pole is really short? Let me show you. If your pole is too short, you're doing this to help you come down the hill, throwing off your balance, especially if you have a heavy pack on your back. So remember, if you're going downhill, lengthen your pole. Did you know, though, that poles are also helpful for when you're going uphill? The reason is you can bring it out ahead of you and help haul yourself up the next step up. For going uphill, you want to adjust your poles to make them shorter so that they hit the ground before you take your step. Let me show you what happens if your poles are too long. If your poles are too long, it's not going to help you, because look at the angle that I'm standing at to try to get myself up. I'm putting a lot of effort into the arm work instead of pushing myself back with the pole. So remember, when you're going uphill, you want to shorten your poles. You'll see that at this end of your hiking pole, there's a rubber tip. These may or may not come with your pre-purchased hiking pole. They can be purchased separately and they're removable. So you want to hike with the pointy end when you want to plant your pole into soft ground. Most of our hikes are like that, but you want to add the rubber tip if you're ever doing some road walking, or if you are walking along a very rocky area. The rubber tip keeps the point from slipping. Last but not least is the contentious issue of the strap. Some hikers swear by putting your hand through the strap and holding onto your pole like this gives you a better stability. However, some of us also think that by having your hand in the strap, should you ever lose your balance and fall, your arm can be wrenched in different directions because you can't easily release your pole on a fall. So whether you use the wrist strap or not is up to you.